This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Thank you so much for joining us here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. Thank you for joining us this Thursday, November 11th, and we hope you're having a wonderful Veterans Day.
And thank you so much to the veterans for all their service. Today is Veterans Day, a time to honor military veterans who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. Locally, VFW Post 10054 in Pahrump held its annual Veterans Day ceremony in front of the post on Homestead Road. Senior Vice Commander Stephen Kennard says it's just one of several events happening this week at the VFW.
We had our Veterans Day. What we did here today was we had our Veterans Day ceremony at 11 o'clock in the morning on the 11th month of the 11th day to honor all veterans who have served. You know, you think about all the sacrifices that our men and women, past, present, and future, have sacrificed for. And try to honor those sacrifices. The VFW is here to actually serve all veterans, past, present, and hopefully future. And, you just remember, everything that people have done for this great country. It's been great to see. Social media is really a big kicker in bringing people out. So we have tried to harness that. In fact, Peter is really good at it, and he does a great job at it. And so we like to see people come out, and it's growing every year. Every ceremony brings more and more people out. We had an awesome Marine Corps birthday ball last night. We had probably about 100 people show up. We had a live band, and we had a Pahrump-style Marine Corps ball. We are having hot dogs and burgers free to all veterans. And for the rest of the week, we have a Friday night dinner, spaghetti and meatballs. And Saturday, just our regular meeting day, that kind of thing, and Sunday breakfast.
Well, you can follow what's happening at the Pahrump VFW Post by heading to their Facebook page or by visiting their website at vfwpost10054.com. Tonight at 4:30 was the Disabled American Veterans Service at the Chief Tacoma Cemetery Veterans Memorial on East Street here in Pahrump. We'll bring you all of the latest on that event on tomorrow night's broadcast.
And Red Rock Canyon Visitor Center in Las Vegas is closed to through traffic for the remainder of the day due to an NHP officer-involved shooting. The Las Vegas Metro Police are investigating that incident, and no other information regarding that shooting has been released at this time. Veterans Day, which has no daily use fees, is a high visitation day at Red Rock's National Recreation Area and Scenic Drive. Anyone looking to visit Red Rock is asked to consider alternate locations along Highway 159 and Blue Diamond Road.
Well, a report of a fight at a home here in Pahrump ends with the arrest of a man who now faces a battery charge. Here's Brad Francis.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office has arrested Brandon Hall, who's been booked into the Nye County Detention Center on one count of battery with a deadly weapon. Deputies arrived at a residence on Ranch Street in Pahrump, where officers observed two individuals arguing outside. While officers were conducting their initial investigation, they stated in the report that one of the men had 3 bleeding lacerations on his scalp, injuries allegedly caused by Hall striking the man with a 3-foot metal post. During the initial interview conducted at the home, Hall admitted to deputies that he assaulted the other man, who was also Hall's roommate, because of an alleged text message the roommate sent to Hall's girlfriend. Statements made by the victim and other witnesses corroborate the claims made by Hall.
And a reported stabbing at a Tonopah area apartment complex leads to the arrest of a woman who now faces a felony domestic battery charge.
Heather Stone has been booked into the Tonopah Detention Center on one count of domestic battery using a deadly weapon, resulting in substantial bodily harm. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to Desert Apartments on Erie Street in Tonopah for a stabbing. Deputies say the male victim, who was identified as Stone's boyfriend, had 2 stab wounds, one on his back above his left armpit, the other midway up his left arm on the triceps. Witnesses told deputies the two had been involved in a physical altercation in their apartment during a party. The victim says when Stone became aggressive, he tried to push her away. He says she then started destroying things in the apartment. When he tried to get her to stop, he says she grabbed a knife and stabbed him. Witnesses say Stone then ran to her mom's apartment, which is in the same complex. That's where deputies found her and placed her under arrest. In the arrest report, deputies say Stone told them she did become aggressive during the argument and admitted to being the primary aggressor. The sheriff's office says Stone went on to say she started destroying the apartment in a fit of rage and described how she says her boyfriend held her down by choking her, at which point she says she reached for the knife and stabbed him. She says she then threw the knife and her boyfriend's phone out a window.
Much more news right after this break.
That's right.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, a Pahrump man is facing charges of domestic battery and assault with a deadly weapon.
Nye County Sheriff's Office have taken Tom Groves into custody, who is facing 1 charge of domestic battery with a deadly weapon and 1 charge of assault with a deadly weapon. Deputies were dispatched to a Pahrump residence October 14th and reported hearing a woman screaming upon arrival. Deputies later reported discovering a male, later identified as Groves, pointing a shotgun at an unidentified female in the bedroom. Groves reportedly was attempting to get the woman to leave his house, and then, after throwing a mirror at the female, deputies observed him pointing the shotgun at her and striking her with the weapon. The woman, who sustained injuries on her left ear and shoulder, consistent with getting struck by a shotgun, had been in a dating relationship with Groves for approximately 1 year. Groves was placed into custody and transported to NCDC, where he was booked accordingly and is awaiting trial.
In your health news, Cleveland Clinic researchers discover for the first time that diet-related molecules in the gut are associated with aggressive prostate cancer, which suggests dietary interventions might help reduce risk.
What we found is that there are certain metabolites that are associated with animal product intake, meat intake, dairy intake that appear to elevate the risk of lethal prostate cancer.
Dr. Nima Sharifi is the lead researcher on the study. He says they looked at blood samples from 700 patients and found that men with elevated levels of a certain metabolite were roughly 2 or 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with lethal prostate cancer. They also learned elevated levels of 2 nutrients, which are common in animal products, including red meat, egg yolks, and high-fat dairy products, were also linked to an increased risk for aggressive prostate cancer. He says while more research still needs to be done, they hope this information can one day be used to help identify patients who can modify their disease risk by making dietary and lifestyle changes.
One thing that's really important is that what we found is a correlation, and it cannot establish causation, meaning we can't say that any of these specific metabolites cause the deadly form of prostate cancer. There's an association there.
According to the American Cancer Society, other than skin cancer, prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men here in the U.S.
Well, not everyone is a homeowner, but everyone deserves to love where they live. In today's Ask Angie report, Mallory Mytek talks about some great home projects for renters that won't cost you your deposit.
Renters often think they can't make changes to their space because they don't own it, but there are ways you can update your home even if it's temporary. Mallory Misitich, a home care expert at Angie, is here to offer up tips for some great rental-friendly renovations.
As a renter, I'm always thinking about ways I can make my apartment feel more like me without the risk of losing my security deposit. One of my favorite ways to add character and color to a room is temporary wallpaper. If you prefer to paint, you can. Just plan on repainting it when you leave. Washi tape is another great option for adding an accent wall with pattern and texture. and that is pretty easy to remove.
Brightening up your rental with new light fixtures and window treatments is another great way to add character. Put in LED bulbs to improve energy efficiency and lower your monthly electricity bills. Add some faux chandeliers and bright curtains, and you can not only make the space brighter, but also feel bigger.
Shelving and storage is another great way to personalize your rental while also decluttering the space. Floating shelves are a great addition that can add some interest to your walls, or a shelf ladder where you can hang blankets and keep your floor clean. Multi-purpose furniture is key in a rental, a great way to add storage and interest without taking up more space.
If your place has radiators, it also has the perfect spot for additional shelving. There are designs for temporary built-in shelves that will not only cover the radiator safely, but also add extra storage. For this project, make sure to leave space between the radiator and the shelving or cover-up. If you're not sure how to install this safely, talk to a pro to avoid any fire hazards.
There are lots of little touches that can make your rental feel more like you. For an example, replace a plain white outlet switch with a patterned, or swap out cabinet hardware for something more modern. You can even put in a different shower head to make your bathroom feel more luxurious. Just be sure to keep the original to replace it when you move out.
If your kitchen needs a refresh but you're not able to add tiling, you can try peel and stick paper. This will work on any smooth surface and can cover up outdated wall colors and make your space feel brighter and more like you. There are also similar options for flooring if you don't love what you have. The options are nearly endless with vinyl sheets or peel and stick decals, carpet tiles, foam floor tiles, click-in wood flooring planks, and more.
Before making any changes to your rental, be sure to look at your lease and make sure you're not doing anything that will cost you your deposit. If you have a more permanent idea and a good relationship with your landlord, try talking to them about it. If it's something that will improve your life and add value in the long run, they might just be open to it. And remember to ask yourself, do I have the time, the tools, or the talent to take on that project? If not, it's probably best to call in a pro.
Do you have questions about your home projects? Tweet them using hashtag AskingAngie. That's hashtag AskingAngie, and you may get some tips in an upcoming segment.
Thanks so much, Mallory.
Yes, and we're showing you how teamwork makes the dream work in sports next.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, it's Thursday, which usually means it's time to meet our KPVM Athlete of the Week. But this week, the honor goes to an entire team. Here's Doug Ferber.
Hello, sports fans. I have gone on and on about the Pahrump Valley High School girls soccer team since the early weeks of fall. And after losing its first game of the season to Faith Lutheran 6-0, the Lady Trojans have reeled off 17 straight wins with 13 shutouts and recently a 2-1 win in the regional championship game against Boulder City last Saturday. This team is on the verge of a state championship. For these accomplishments, they are not my Athlete of the Week, instead my KPVM TV Team of the Week. Coach Julie Carrington is proud of her girls, but knows what is needed to win it all.
Beating Boulder City was pretty great. We're going to have to hopefully play them again on Saturday. Friday night we played Truckee, who was kind of our arch nemesis in the past at state. And so we're really excited to take them on Friday, but we're hoping to play Boulder City again for the state championship playoff on Saturday at noon.
Courtney Van House is ready for the challenge as she and her teammates get ready for Friday night's state semifinal against Truckee.
I'm really excited for Friday. I think if we keep our confidence up, we can definitely keep going. We're a really good team, and I think we have a good opportunity.
Sophomore Kalani Martinez is another Lady Trojan who is excited about Friday's game.
It felt great to win regional championships, and I'm really glad we get this opportunity to go to state. And I'm really glad I get to play with this group of girls as well. It's a great time with them.
Senior Kira Ramos was on the last PVHS team to go to state. She looks forward to finishing the job.
I'm excited about having a chance to win state championship. Last time I went to state was my freshman year, and I just want to actually get it this year.
Junior Adriana Avina was named Max Prep's Female Athlete of the Week twice in October. She also leads her team with 38 goals this season. Avina feels confident.
For our upcoming games, I feel pretty confident. I think as long as we play our game and everything, I think we can do it. There's no reason why we can't.
Goalkeeper Avery Moore is excited for the possibility of winning it all.
We have an opportunity to win state, and I feel like as a team we can do it. We work well together, and I feel like as a team we can definitely pull through and win state.
In last Saturday's regional championship game against Boulder City, sophomore Paris Coleman's free kick from 40 yards out in double overtime led the Lady Trojans to the win. She also feels good about the next game, or possibly two.
I feel like it's an amazing opportunity to be able to play for the 3A state championship. It's something that we haven't done in a very long time, so I'm very proud of everyone.
You probably wonder why I chose to have a team of the week instead of athlete of the week. That's easy. Have you seen the Lady Trojans soccer team? I have. Congratulations, girls, and good luck against the Truckee in the state semifinals Friday night. Tickets are available at the gate, cash is not accepted, or online at niaa.com/tickets/index. As we transition to a full slate of winter sports at PVHS, football coach Joe Clayton reflects on this past season, a season that started slow, gained momentum, and then just plain ended last Friday night.
Yeah, obviously extremely disappointing the way we finished. Just a roller coaster of a season. You know, we got things to work on for next year, and we got a year to think about it.
If you have any athletes, inspirational stories, or ideas, drop me an email at dougf@kpvm25.tv. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks so much, Doug. Well, a Prump sign company can help put some holiday cheer in your window. Quality Signs and Designs is now offering custom designed holiday scenes that they paint directly onto windows. Co-owner Darby O'Donnell Westerman says it's a festive way to show your holiday spirit.
During the winter months is usually our slow season for Quality Signs. Not a lot of signage going on, probably because it's really cold and the ground's hard and, you know, people don't want to go outside. So it's usually our slow season. We've had an idea about doing window painting now for the past few years, but this year we decided to go forward with it.
We've only really had business clients contact us, but I wouldn't reject anyone who wanted us to paint their house windows.
What we do is we meet with the person or client and we go over what they're kind of wanting for their windows. We actually did recently do a window where they wanted it more of a winter theme and not so much of a Christmas theme. So we did a lot of like snowy pine trees, some little deer and like little bits of like snow and stuff like that. We do have other people who are wanting more like elves and Santa Claus and things like that. We did do some windows for autumn where we made it more like cutesy autumn stuff so it can last through Thanksgiving. And then we are going to do any sort of variety of Christmas, winter, Hanukkah, anything that you would want for the winter season.
So the first window that we did was actually the jewelry store over by Taco Bell, and it's rained since then and none of the colors have smudged or anything, so that's pretty awesome, and there was no coverage, so it was pretty exposed.
Yeah, that was kind of our little example. One is Marty Greenfield Jewelers. So we use acrylic paints. We definitely coated on there. It gets a very, very good crust to it. From what I've seen, we actually used probably the most paint in town out of the other window painters, which is really interesting. We definitely put a white layer down and then we go over it with the color so that the colors pop. So if you want to go and get a quote, all you would have to do is call us
775-537-5575.
And then you can also go online to qualitysignsnv.com. But go and talk to Kim. She will go and make you an appointment for a consultation where we'll go over the design, how many windows you're wanting, and then we can get you up a quote. We say from business cards to billboards, we can cover all of your business needs from A to Z. We could do any sort of print marketing materials from flyers, postcards, business cards. We're actually now even offering pens and t-shirts and tumblers and everything for marketing. We do standard real estate signage with the frames, L-shaped posts, max metal signage, corrugated plastic, pretty much anything that you would want.
Including installs?
Including installs, excluding electric signage. Everything else, yeah, we do that.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, that's a shot outside from earlier, just outside the KPVM studios, looking around Pahrump.
Our
clear skies, yes. And we'll take a look at the sunsets and temps after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios on a Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, and thanks for all your service out there. Veterans, that's about half the neighborhood, half the town, really. You guys are all great, making it a great place to live. Taking a look at the weather map, Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, Tonopah, even down to Goldfield, mid-60s is what we saw today in the weather excitement. For Beatty, it was 74 degrees. 79 out in Amargosa, felt pretty dang wonderful in Las Vegas, closely behind at 77. Out to Death Valley, 89 degrees. Great day to have visited Death Valley. I hope you didn't miss it. Well, even if you did, there's always tomorrow. 71 degrees is our current temperature here in the paradise of Pahrump. We're heading down to a low tonight of 50 degrees. Winds blowing out of the east-northeast, 5 miles per hour. And I'm hoping blowing away some of that 43% humidity. That would be really great. Sun will rise tomorrow in all its glory and promise. Hope for a new day at 6:18 a.m. Count on it. Oh, I'm looking forward to it, too. Tomorrow, a high of 79 degrees, a low of 49, and the winds continue kindly out of the south-southeast to 5 miles per hour. Humidity kicking up to 29%. Does that mean like clouds for the weekend? Let's take a look. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, clear skies, looking pretty wonderful. Temperatures all the way up to 80 degrees even on Saturday, and maintaining that for the next 3-4 days. Come Monday, we'll see some clouds appearing out of the sky, and they're going to be covering and providing some shade and actually bringing that temperature all the way down to 68 degrees for a high on Thursday. Look for that and make your plans accordingly. But I think it's going to be a gorgeous weekend, sunshine, blue skies, nothing but good things in the weather. All right, back to the desk. Here's Unette and Deanna.
All right, thanks so much, John. And once again, happy Veterans Day to everybody, and thank you so much for your service. We'll see you here tomorrow night. I'm Deanna.
I'm Unette.
Good night.
Good night.